what's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 310, and we're recording on January 6th, 2025.
Oh my god, it's a new year.
I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy New Year's.
And Anita.
Hello.
2025, like... Man, it's like we're already in another year. Like, what is going on?
Another one?
It's gonna be the best year yet, right? It's gonna be a great year.
Honestly, for me, 2024 was like a good uneventful. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy happening. At my age, at my extreme age, I'm content with nothing big happening. You know?
No, that's good.
Like,
you had your chill guy here. It was good. That's all you need.
Did I introduce you guys? I'm Doug. Joining today, we got Warren.
We did.
We did that. All right, we're rusty. We took like 3 weeks off, guys. I'm a mess. I don't know what's going on. As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk in your favorite podcast platform. Sub to us on YouTube. Join the SojuTalk Discord. Be a part of the nation. Also, because it's a new year, sometimes we get new people joining us. Hey, it's normally not this much of a mess.
Or is it?
Maybe it is. In the Afterhours, aka State of the Nation, Warren, he got the New Year's fortunes for K-pop CEOs in 2025. We're gonna go through them. It's kind of funny, actually. So we did it last year for us, but now we're gonna do it for K-pop CEOs in 2025. So that should be cool. Big new releases. Okay, songs since like December 10th are eligible this week because we're covering the stuff over the break. It's gonna be a weird episode. The 3 songs that we ended up choosing: Stray Kids, Walkin' on Water, From Miss 9, From, Boy Next Door, If I Say I Love You. There are a lot of other songs that didn't make it. It is what it is. For instance, G-Friend had a pre-release Always. There's no music video yet. People think it's gonna come out next week. So that's when we'll cover that. Mark had a song with Youngji. People like that one. Baby Monster, Love in My Heart, which is technically a B-side, but this crap got like 55 million views on YouTube already.
My.
Oh wow.
So there's that. All of Stray Kids released solo music videos as well. That happened. And then today at like 10 a.m., so I think midnight in Korea, Minnie from G Idol released her solo debut. So we'll consider that one next week, because I don't want to miss that.
Gotcha.
So that's where we are. Let's start the song we're covering this week. Stray Kids, Walkin' on Water. This joint came out like 2-3 weeks ago at this point. December 13th, this one came out. They are from JYP. Last 3 songs: Chick Chick Boom, La 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 La, and S-Class. You know, it was about time that Stray Kids gave us their rendition of that like retro hip-hop sound.
Okay.
Because compared to a lot of their contemporaries and other groups like them, it kind of fits their style the best, I would say. Like, if I was thinking of what kind of group would do this sound, Stray Kids, of course. That's how I kind of feel about it. Did they deliver on that? I'll let you know in a couple minutes. How do you guys feel about this song?
I mean, if I think about Stray Kids, right, they're definitely that group that like came about in that wave of hip hop music inspired boy groups. That was a wave, remember? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
NCT kind of took that wave. Stray Kids was riding that wave. Like, ATEEZ was in there too. Like, I think a bunch of these hip hop music inspired groups kind of, they ebbed back and forth a little bit between doing like hip hop or EDM or like pop music. I think Stray Kids, this is their most clearly hip-hop inspired release yet. And the only reason I say that is because they're calling this album a Skiz Hop Hip Tape, is what's written here.
Okay.
It's the name of the project.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's very clearly... I think it's very clear where they're going for there. It's very clearly them doing their take on this hip hop music trend that's been like really popular the last year or so, right? If I think about 2024, but especially in the girl group music scene, like I think the biggest trend was various renditions of hip hop music, like not just like old school stuff, like. We had Young Posse doing their thing, we had Seraphim doing trap music, and then obviously we had, NMIX doing the ode to like West Coast old school hip hop music with the little, bass line. Same with aespa, with Armageddon. And then you had like folks like ATs. They had this, ice on my teeth,
Awesome, my teeth.
So I think I agree with you. It's about time. And I feel like the fact that they have hip hop music inspired producers in-house within the group does them a lot of benefit, because the moments that shine very brightly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it is very clearly like they know what sound they're going for. They know what it's inspired by, and they knew exactly what to do to kind of modernize that for 2024. That's when that was released, right? So, in my head, the moments that shine really well, like the Changbin rap section, and the Han rap section. I think they work really well. That the beat is really aggressive. It's very clearly inspired by this mid-school 80s hip-hop music sound. I'm thinking like Beastie Boys, I'm thinking Run DMC, I'm thinking Yeezy E, I'm thinking, those kind of rappers who are like very much like pa 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 ta ta pa pa pa, and you got those like aggressive booming drums. You got those like scratch samples in the background. I think all of that makes sense, you know what I mean? And they did their due diligence to kind of retexturize that into the modern era with like these like added trap drums, and then like the leads with the in the background of the chorus. So that part I was like very impressed by.
I agree. I think for me, I'm not quite surprised that they've gone with this sound. I feel like we had a taste of it in maybe a previous release, like a short section of it or not, because it felt quite natural. I think it made sense the way they performed it, the way it was structured. I want to point out certain sections where I agree with Warren. It felt like they try to bring in more modern instrumentation to kind of give it a bit of a remix feel, not just like straight up old school hip hop.
Like the Hyunjin part, right?
Yes, I was gonna say that part. I love the beat in that section. I kind of wish they would have incorporated a little bit more in other people's verse, but it worked. I think it made sense with his delivery, and then going into Han, it was that part. I think Hyunjin to Han was probably my favorite. I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense. The visual concept of the music video too was really interesting. They did a bit of a mix of traditional Korean architecture and motifs with the more modern look of the motorcycles. The styling was also like more modern hip hop, I would say. I don't know. It made sense. I feel like everything that was in this product, like this whole project, it makes sense. It makes sense for Stray Kids. It makes sense for like the sound they're going for, the concept they're going for. I don't know. It feels pretty solid in that way.
Yeah. So I also really like the motif. You rarely see the Korean architecture on water though. I feel like that's more of a Chinese aesthetic, typically speaking. But I really liked the vibe. The vibe was great. But then they had like the one neutral room with the low ceiling. You remember that room as well? The white room. They got that thing going
with the
on.
Arrows?
Yeah. Also, I don't know who wrote Changbin's lyrics. He talked about Harry Potter all of a sudden, which was okay, whatever. But then the following line, I'ma take all forms, I'ma fill up my bottle. That's a Bruce Lee reference, by the way. Like,
oh, is it?
I didn't know.
There's a famous interview with Bruce Lee. He's like, be like water. Water takes all shapes. You could fill a bottle. You could fill a cauldron, right? You could smack. When water smacks, it's hard. It's like a really famous Bruce Lee motif.
Oh.
And I don't know who wrote these lyrics, but they were clearly into Bruce Lee with that one. I was like, okay. And I bet you like 0.1% of people listening to the song got that reference.
I didn't.
To be honest.
I would assume he wrote his own lyrics, right? That's what they did.
I was just like, oh shit, because I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, right? So I don't know. I just thought that was really cool too. I was like, God damn, that's like a multi, at face value, it's just an interesting lyric, I take all forms, I could fill a bottle. Cool, you know? But I was like, damn, you went to that level? You got some Bruce Lee reference in your lyrics? I like it. Yeah, the interesting thing about this song, I think it's fine. I think it's a good vibe, but it's not like, at the same time, I'm not saying like, man, this is the best song ever. And I don't really know why that is, because I found nothing about this song to be really off-putting at all. Thought it was all pretty good, made sense to me. So, was I not excited enough about certain parts? I'm not really sure.
I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit, like, I was not excited by certain parts. Like, the parts that got me hyped, got me really hyped. The parts that did not hype me up, did not hype me up. I think that there was a clear, like, up and down there for me. Like, the vocal sections, for me, did not really work. I think that was...
I wish there was more.
You wish there was more?
Like, I wish the vocal, like, just singing, right? Like, just melody, like, would have been a little bit stronger. Or, I don't know, I didn't find it as memorable as the rap sections.
Okay. I think the cause of why we feel this way is probably the same, although I might disagree, is like, I definitely feel like the vocal sections were not memorable, they were not catchy, they did not have the same intensity of energy that the rap section had, which was, the rap section is quite short if you think about it. It's like 4 bars for Han, 4 bars for Hanbin, 4 bars for Changbin, and that's like what, 12 bars total. It's not a lot. So if you think about the rest of the song, the vocal sections take up a lot more space, but like, to me, they honestly just felt like they were there because Stray Kids have vocal members that need parts, and then, you know, the chorus, you give them the chorus. I don't know if, to me, that was the best idea. It felt like that was like the weakest section of the song, to the point where it felt like almost like a bit of an afterthought in production. So my head went to, okay, maybe what if there was a version of the track that's a little more rap focused? Instead of giving each member 4 bars, you give them like 12, 16 bars each. That would be nice. It's like a nice beat to kind of do something like that. Now, that being said, there's a hip version present on the album, track 4, Walkin' on Water, hip version. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. I have not checked it out.
It.
No. So maybe that's gonna answer my concern there. But to me, Walkin' on Water, this is where I go back to what I said. The moments that work fucking work like clockwork. It ticks really well. Checks all my boxes. The moments that don't work, I don't know. I mean, they don't get me wrong, they sing really well, but in the general flow of the song, it felt like it kind of, you know, dragged on a little bit and kind of drew me out.
I think that's where I feel not that excited either. I think you finally dialed it in because we had these interesting rap sections that I'm expecting to build on that, right? Get me more excited, right? And then we got singing sections all of a sudden into the chorus, right? It's just like, it just feels like, I get why they put singing sections. I completely understand why, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know how much it added, right, to my excitement.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Overall, though, it's a decent song for them. I think they kind of suffering from the fact that this is like at the end of the year, and then the industry shut down after, right? Like, I didn't like. I know a lot of people were into the song, but at the same time, it didn't, because like the industry kind of shut down. Everyone kind of unplugged from K-pop, I think, over the break a little bit, right? And I think this song kind of suffered from that a tiny bit. Not in terms of song quality, in terms of like how this song's gonna do in general. That's what I'm saying here.
This comes after, I think their most recent release, you said, was Chick Chick Boom, right?
Yeah, Chick Boom.
I don't know. How do you guys feel about these last 2 releases, between this one and Chick Chick Boom? We on the upper trajectory or the downward trajectory?
I like Chick Chick Boom. I thought it was fun. You know,
the energy was there. I think personally, I haven't been a huge fan of the sound, individually. Like, I think maybe I preferred this a little bit more because it felt more honed in on a specific concept, and I like how it was executed. But I don't know. I think there's still parts that I think could have been better with this release to elevate it a little bit more, while still retaining the Stray Kids energy, signature performance. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll still check it out. I'll go look at the live performances.
Well,
of it too, 'cause
this
it's
is
pretty cool.
technically a mixtape, right? It's technically, yeah.
Technically, okay.
I don't
It's
think they said
technically-
that ever. Did they?
Well, it is. It's Stray Kids' first mixtape, is what they're calling.
Don't they have like a bunch of mixtapes? No, they're calling
Well-
it Skiz Hop Hip Tape, dog. It's not a mixtape. It's a Skiz Hop Hip
Okay,
Tape.
it's a Skiz Hop hip tape, but yeah, it's a mixtape. Even though they've had a bunch of stuff that are like quasi mixtapes in the past, but this is like the first real one because they gave everyone their own tracks, things like that. So
I
I
need
don't
to
know.
listen to more of it then.
And at the
Maybe
end of the day,
other
this
songs.
joint sold 2 million. So I don't
Oh,
know.
Yeah, I was gonna say on numbers, like they're still doing really good.
Yeah, I don't think we could really comment too much on that. Let's pivot, right? You know, we're just trying to get back into the groove of things. But we gotta take a sad moment here. We got From Miss Nine's goodbye song from Pledis, last year's songs, Supersonic, Me Now, Stay This Way. Like the song in itself, it's a good goodbye song. You know, it's one of those songs where they can't. It's not like a direct goodbye song, but it's like an implied goodbye song, right? It's not like the subject matter is we're done. It's more like, you know, you make up a relationship, talk about goodbyes, things like that, and it's a goodbye song, right? Which makes sense. The song is fine. Why we chose this song today is let's just have a discussion about this group. Like what happened, guys? It's sad, is it not?
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of sad at how they're ending it too. I know we're not talking about the song, but I saw there's a music video that goes along with the release.
There is?
There's one called like From Here, like something like that. With it's basically, and maybe this is why I feel like, oh, why couldn't we do this a bit more like formal? They took like all of their like clips of all their singles, all of their title tracks, and then they did like behind the scenes like practice shots from performances they've done and like live like stage performances too, with the song as background music. This song from and to me it felt like, okay, I'm not against doing that type of video. Like it's good to see like behind the scenes and like that sort of stuff. I just feel like it's not, I don't know, it doesn't leave a good impression to have this as the final production, as the final thing for their group, the song. I don't know. I thought it was interesting that they
I disagree with that
this
take,
decision.
Anita.
Yeah, I disagree
Really?
with this take very strongly too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you need to give the fans a bookend, and this is the bookend.
No. I agree. I like that they did it. Like they have a video. I just didn't like that it wasn't like a
Proper music
like
video?
there wasn't actual. Yeah, like it wasn't actually a music video. It was a compilation of clips.
I mean, I always see music videos as an added bonus. They released a song. Okay. How many actual groups release actual disbandment songs? Like a third of all the groups that disband.
If that, yeah.
Like the fact that this
Yes.
dropped, I'm to be quite frank, like from my personal POV, I think this was a generally well handled disbandment situation. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying I prefer a disbandment over them going on. I would prefer them go on, but having seen groups fall apart, where like it seems very obvious that From Miss Nine was not a net positive group. I feel like they were respected.
Explain what you mean by
generally.
net positive, because you mean money wise.
I'm money wise.
Okay, thank you.
Profit wise.
Explain that.
Yeah. They bring net positive value to the community. That's not what I meant.
All right, let's hit some facts, right? Stay This Way charted on Circle Chart 14, Me Now 13, Supersonic 2. So the songs were going in the right direction, right? Songs were going in the right direction. Album sales, the last thing, Supersonic, 142,000. The issue is that Pledis thinks 142 is a terrible number, right? And Pledis thinks we're good here. You know what I mean? That's really what this comes down to. It's a business decision, and it sucks. right? And they're now seeing what the To Us numbers are looking like, right? And they're like, this new group, we're selling like 600K right off the bat, right? And they look at the 17 numbers, and they're like, yeah, they're monstrous. And then they got 142,000 here, and they're like, yeah, maybe us with girl groups isn't the best decision ever, right? Like, and that's what this is the product of, this disbandment, which is sad, but it is a business at the end of the day. But for me, I think it's good that, like, I'm number one. If I was a Flover, right? I think that's the name of their fan group. If I was them, I would be happy we got this at the minimum. Now, should they have gotten a full one more run? Maybe, but the contracts were ending at New Year's. I don't think there was enough room to do much, right?
At the end of the day, like they did give us like a pretty long heads up. Like this, they gave us the heads up like what, like 2 months in advance, 3 months in advance, something like that, wasn't it?
October
or something like that. Meanwhile, Rocket Punch over here, we disbanded too. Did we fucking cover that?
They gave them 1 month. They gave them 1 month. The disbandment was on November 29th. This one.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Rocket Punch disbanded with like a 2-day notice.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty big fuck you in my head. Woolham just taking the shit everywhere they go. So in my head, I'm like, this is, you know what? Relatively not too terrible. You know what I mean? So that's my perspective where I'm coming from. On the contrary, I do think a lot of their tracks, particularly their title tracks, were like generally very well made pop music.
They were. They are.
Like going all the way back to their like DK era.
I love that song.
Oh, that song was great.
Great song.
Love Bomb was fucking great. My Fun was the first track we checked out from them on the podcast, and I was like so confused. What this fucking shit?
Yeah, I was a little confused.
That was like the weird one. But like after that, they started pulling out these like disco bangers, with like Feel Good. You know, We Go was a hit. You know, so it is definitely a loss for me, where like this group has been generally pretty reliable in terms of being a group that puts out music that I can trust as like, hey, you know, maybe their music isn't like the most boundary pushing or creative, but like at the very least it's gonna be pretty well made shit.
Good quality.
Yeah, and like by the time we got to Supersonic, I think I think that was kind of coming into fruition. The general public was, you know, coming around in terms of like their opinion, you know, after, you know, the idol school scandals, and, you know, with all of that in my head, they were definitely on a great positive trajectory. Do I think Pledis is going to recognize as that, like, do I think Pledis thinks that's a fast enough trajectory? Probably not.
No, I think Pledis did a cost benefit, and they saw like, all right, I don't know how much we can grow from here.
Yeah.
You know, that's literally what it comes down to.
Like on a very face value, 1 week sales for Supersonic was lower than Unlock My World. Like that's Pledis is going to look at that and say that's negative growth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just like, it's unfortunate. It just, you know, at the end of the day, it just leaves such a bad taste in your mouth, because it's like, we were doing so well, you know, like that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if the group was floundering, like, no offense to Rocket Punch Warren, but they were floundering.
No, you're being very correct. Fuck
like,
Woolen.
there was a floundering happening, right? Which sucks. And it just wasn't going too well, and it just kind of felt like, well, eventually something's gonna happen, right? Like they pull the plug, it seems. But with the Fromist, it just felt like everyone, like, moving to Pledis did extend the career for sure, I think. And you could be as angry as you want with Pledis, which I think is completely fair. But they made 7 years, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of groups would wish to have this much success. It's really unfortunate, though. I like this group. This is like, and my feeling with this kind of disbandment is there's like no room to have a mid-tier girl group, upper mid-tier girl group anymore. It just feels like big or bust these days.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Like, that's my overarching feeling, is that there's like no room to be like a decently successful group anymore. And it kind of sucks.
I that's the thing though, right? Like if I feel like if Fromis 9 made the same level of success they did from like a smaller company, they things might have looked a lot different, because
yes, for sure.
You know, like the amount of money that goes into this is different. But like Doug mentioned, you know, Pledis, or you know, more importantly, Hybe, they have a lot of people to manage, and sometimes they're going to compete against each other. They have to manage a roster that they can, you know, be confident about managing. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I agree with what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, overall, it's a good goodbye song. It's sad, dude. It's sad. My all-time classic goodbye song is the Monsoon song from IOI. I can't listen to that shit, dude. It's too sad. I bet a lot of the Flovers are feeling the same way with this one.
The track, to talk about the track very briefly, it's like a pop track generally with like a indie pop band arrangement. I feel like it's somewhat inspired by this, you know, band trend that's going on. The members themselves, particularly Seoyeon and Song-Ha-young, they sound a lot more breathy compared to some of their more recent releases. And like, this is a group I check out a lot of the B-sides for, so I can confidently say they sound a lot more breathy. They sound a lot more lax and, you know, comfortable, which like that really makes me sad, because like my biggest complaint with their first Falling project on like My World back when it dropped in 2023 was that they sound stressed out and and that they don't sound good. So this is, I don't know. Yeah. Track's not bad. It's worth a listen.
It's just so sad, isn't it? It's sad.
Yeah.
The circumstances, yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. They got a nice, calm disbandment, right? As Warren said, there was no like crazy bullshit happened or anything like that, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just like one of the fun groups, right? And I don't think there's a lot of room for a lot of fun groups anymore, because these companies are like, need to make big money, because we could see how much money like S5 are making, right? Hand over fist. It's just like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of room for a lot of dream catchers anymore. You know what I mean? That's why I like Dreamcatcher, because they feel like there's an underdog there. They're doing well, but like I don't think a lot of companies want to have that anymore.
I'm gonna go ahead, slurp a giant bucket full of Kool-Aid and say there's like not a non-zero chance that they might re-sign elsewhere. Like I feel like a couple of these folks might want to continue.
I can see that.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
yeah, okay. I did a little bit of digging. Park Ji-won in particular left on Weverse on their last day saying, "Give us a minute." She said. She was like, "Wait."
Oh.
잠깐만요.
Yo, she was like, "Jam the fucking man," you know. Hold up, you know. Meanwhile, members like Noji-sun apparently told another fan in a while they were leaving an event that she was excited to try on new experiences. So,
Okay. Yeah.
in my head, I'm gonna put on my positivity goggles here. I'm thinking like maybe there's like, you know, a world where like 5 or 6 of these folks maybe like resign
Could be
under
like a VVZ type thing.
right, something like that. You know what I mean? Like
I could see that.
yeah,
I could see that for sure.
Or maybe they're gonna go on to do a K-pop consulting and makeup company. That's what Jury is doing. Did I tell you guys?
Wait, legit?
Legit. She has a company now called UI.
UI?
And she does K-pop consulting and K-beauty consulting. So yeah, maybe that's what they're gonna go into. Who knows?
Okay, Jury.
Hope to see them
Okay.
again though, for
Yeah.
sure.
K-pop consult. Honestly, that's a decent business, especially if she does it in Japan, where she could help like kids who want to join K-pop. She's like, well, this is what you're gonna have to experience, whatever. This is what you're gonna have to do, and they could help them get to the auditions and shit like that. That definitely could be a business.
Yeah, like she knows people in the industry. Like she
like when there are people who help kids apply to college. That's a business.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think that's what she wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, let's pivot. We got another thing under the Hype umbrella. Boy Next Door. If I Say I Love You. They are from KOZ. Last 3 songs: Nice Guy, Dangerous, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I remember that one. That one was fun. Anita, how do you feel about Boy Next Door going into 2025 with this nice wintry track?
I think they've been very busy. I think this year was really good for them, and it looks like they're keeping up the momentum coming into 2025. I think it was a very smart decision to release this song after holiday season, like after that timing, because it kind of stands out where it's not very tropey in that sense of like the like holiday theming, but it still retains that kind of, like you mentioned, the wintry vibes, the aesthetics, which was I thought was really cool. I like the snowball fight scene, like setting they have going on that they go back to. I thought that was really cool, and I think their sound is just very consistent. I think Boy Next Door is one of those groups where from very early on, I know what they sound like. I remember what they sound like, and when there's a new song, I can connect it to their previous releases sound wise, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I think they're just very consistent in that sense. It might be just because they're working with the same producers very consistently. Their in-house team knows what they want, the concept, and is very tight. But it works. This though had a bit of I think is more of a J-rock type sound in some of the sections. I think it might be like the guitar, the instrumental for the guitar, or maybe some synths in there. But it added a nice twist to it. Like it's very much still Boy Next Door, but with that popular J-rock, J-band sound that's popping off.
I definitely heard that too. I couldn't pinpoint. I couldn't pin my finger on like exactly why, but like when I heard this track, my head went immediately to like Hoshino Gen or like Imase, like these male J-pop artists who do a very pop-inspired take on J-pop. A little lax, not super hyper. I'm like, this is not Nemo Nemo. You know what I mean? Like, this is not.
No, yeah. Light rock.
Right. This, compared to those tracks, it's a lot more chill. On the other hand, I because those sounds are a lot more nuanced. I don't think it's coming as forward as tracks like Nemo Nemo or like QW or TBH was. But definitely working really well for Boy Next Door here. So I've definitely heard that J-pop inspiration. I also heard I also felt like there was strategic inspiration pulled to us.
Oh,
maybe I'm reaching.
Okay. Yeah. It's just me or having a little bit sometimes difficult time differentiating the two.
Really?
Just me.
No, I do not.
Really?
I feel, well, I'm not saying differentiating the two as in like I can't tell the two groups apart, but I feel like they're starting to approach the same markets here. You know, there's a direct
there's a big overlap.
Market.
Yeah. There's a big overlap in terms of market and who they're trying to get to listen to their songs for sure.
And like,
interesting.
The thing with Boy Next Door, like both Nice Guy and Dangerous, I know we didn't really cover it on this show. Nice Guy and Dangerous felt like they were relatively far off from the stuff they debuted with. And it felt like they were nice tracks that added a lot more variety to, their catalog. That all made sense. This one in particular, the way it begins, it does this vocal riff as the intro right off the bat with like minimal instrumentals, which later becomes the first half of the chorus. And my mind was and this whole structure of doing that kind of melody and then the second half of melody being like a lead inspired, like just like an instrumental thing. I don't know. It felt very it felt very 2US coded with their first 2 tracks. I mean, it worked for them. Might as well work here too. Not saying this is plagiarism, but you know,
the first 2 tracks from 2US, if I remember correctly,
yeah,
it also had a bit of a J-pop inspired type of sound. Maybe not as explicit as this track, If I Say I Love You, but maybe that's where that connection is also like where we're hearing that, where there's some elements that they're both pulling from, maybe, and that's why there's a similarity.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know enough about male.
I like both. I like 2US with their sound. I think theirs is a little bit more pop and then more like, I think Doug was talking about this, like more preppy is the way he was describing it.
2US sounds like little teen boppy, you know, they're more like, oh, they're kids in high school, right? They're chilling. Whereas Boy Next Door are the kids who, once in a while, they feel a little naughty and they skip school and go hang out at the mall. You know? Like, they ain't doing anything too bad, but they're like, let's go skateboarding today instead of going to school, you know?
Oh, Boy Next Door has a bit of a comedic thing to them, too, I think. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Boy Next Door, at the end of the day, it's in Zico's company, right?
Right.
Zico has such a sort of a playfulness to him as a person in general. And I think it's starting to come out more and more in the group. I think they got to play into that more because, like, that could be the calling card. You know, they're the fun group. So I've been debating in my head. It's like, should they, like, I don't know how close we get to, like, a jackpot or something, like Block B jackpot. I don't think we go that far, but, like, we could have more fun, I think, with this group.
Have you checked out? Did you ever end up checking out Nice Guy?
Nice Guy was pretty comedic. Yeah.
Yeah, that felt very much like they took Zico's B-side and just gave it to Boy Next Door.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I've heard this one. I might have.
We didn't cover it on the show. That's also a good track.
Pizza delivery theme.
Yeah, that one.
I did see this at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It was like the Roblox song, right? At the one point in the music video. Yes, I remember this one.
Roblox?
You guys don't remember? There was a Roblox dance sequence in this music video.
Oh, I haven't checked out the music
identified
video.
it.
I've only.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind. That's how I remembered. I was like, there was a Roblox scene. Yeah.
I'm glad there was Roblox.
I think they got to stick in that lane because it's fun.
Yeah. It was very fun. I definitely hear the the naughty. Like to us, if 2US forget their math homework, 2US is like fucking like rambling, scrambling. They're like, oh shit, I gotta do my math homework now. And then I think Boy Next Door, they're just like skipping.
Boy Next Door is like, it's okay, the teacher likes me. They'll let me bring it in tomorrow.
Oh.
That's what it feels like, you know? Like. Overall, as a song, it's okay, right? Yeah. I don't think it's like an all-time classic, but at the same time, I think they're building on what they've done so far. I think they're heading in the right direction. They know what they're doing. It seems like the path is pretty defined as it is. They're doing a good job with this group, I would say.
Same,
sure. I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, those are the songs this week. In terms of other songs that got released, 8 Turn Like a Friend. Onyu has 2 songs pre-release. Yay! The one that came out today, Winner. Baby Monster, Love in My Heart. That one with like 50 million plus views, which is crazy. Mark with, how do I even pronounce this? Frakatisha? Fraxia featuring Youngji. Hyunjin from Lucemble released Thank You. G-Idol Mian released Skywalking. Triple S Nagyong Closer. G-Friend pre-release Always. And then we have how many kids are in this group? The 8 Stray Kids music videos. You guys could go check out the solo music videos if you're really interested. They all released them there. All right, SojuScore. Right, we're here. It's the segment where each week the crew, the Gochu gang, and the SojuTalk Nation will score the new releases. Using the SojuScore scoring guide, we will score the songs from 0 to 10 with an average song receiving a 5. Songs with an average of 7.3 will enter the Hall of Spice. I'm not even going to talk about the last time we did this. It was back on 307, so we could do it for this year. One announcement, though, is we had solidified the Hall of Spice for 2024, right? NMIX Dash, The Seraphim Easy, Chunga Eeny Meeny, Eyelit Magnetic, Rise Impossible, New Jeans How Sweet, Naya and ABCD, Itzy Imaginary Friend, Espa Whiplash, XG Howling. That was the Hall of Spice. When we made our top 10 videos, no new songs were added because no songs were, all three of us had them on the chart. But on the community event, the top 10 community stuff, we got new entry to the Hall of Spice class of 2024. Red Velvet, Cosmic, Espa Supernova joined the Hall of Spice class. So those are now in there.
Congrats.
Go songs.
All right, let's get into this week, though. Let me get it up over here. The songs we covered this week: Stray Kids, Walkin' on Water, From Miss 9, from Boy Next Door, If I Say I Love You. Okay. The songs this week, I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're just starting up again. I just thought all of them were like, oh, pretty good, but nothing made me shit my pants or anything like that. So
hope not.
Stray Kids, Walking on Water, there were parts I liked, there were parts that got me less excited, but I still thought it was a pretty good song for them. It fit their concept. 6. That was the score I wanted to give them.
Same. I had pretty I enjoyed it, but is it my favorite Stray Kids song? No. I enjoyed parts of it. I also gave it a 6.
I almost gave it a 7, but I think the vocal parts took me out a little bit. Don't think they sit too well. So I gave it a 6 as well.
There we go.
All right, SojuTalk Nation and the Gochu Gang also voted. They gave Stray Kids a 5.
Oh, damn, that's low.
Almost like a straight up 5. As a result, Stray Kids Walking on Water receives a 5.77. That is its score.
Okay.
Next, we got From Miss 9 with From. This was my favorite out of the 3 songs this week. I don't know if it's just because I'm biased or I like the vibes. I gave it a 7. I thought it was a good vibe song. I enjoyed it. I thought the vocals.
I think overall, I liked the sound they were going for. The vocals, I agree with Warren, were very, very nice. I thought that I wasn't typically used to hearing them like this, but it worked, especially for this type of theme. I don't know. I still wish for a little more. Maybe that's just me being greedy, but a 6.
Damn, you still gave them a good score. I liked it. I thought it was good overall. If I this feels terrible, but if I rank it against the other disbandment songs, like official disbandment goodbye songs, I don't know. This is definitely not something that stands out as like something I would go back to. Whereas some of those I would. I give it a 6. That was good.
Okay.
Okay.
So just like Nation and the Gochu Gang also voted, they gave it a 6.56. So, pretty in line with us. As a result, From Miss 9 From receives a 6.39. So that is its score.
There you go.
And then finally, we have Boy Next Door, If I Say I Love You. Sorry. I played 1 second. We're not going to get copyrighted, guys. I was trying to refresh. I was trying to make a game time decision on this one. The fact that I had to go back and play it to make a thing, it says my score. I'm going to give it a 6. It's just okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's aspects of this that I really liked, but to me it feels like we're keeping up momentum, not necessarily going in a whole different path. Like, I don't think it was meant to be a huge release. I think it was just meant to keep hearing Boy Next Door, and that makes sense. So I gave it a 6.
Man, I don't know. This was the surprise track for me because some Boy Next Door tracks have worked for me, some have not. I'm not giving them an 11, Doug. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
This one was definitely a grower throughout the entire day, and it was the one track that I kind of looked forward to every time it came up. I thought the melodies were pretty banging. What happened?
I just thought of something ridiculous. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Now I have to say it, don't I?
Yeah, no, you do.
I was gonna say it's a grower, not a shower.
What? Okay, what's your score, Warren?
Is all the BOYNEXTDOOR overage?
Whatever. What score do you give it?
I gave him a 7. Good song.
Okay,
I liked
cool.
it.
Nice.
Yay.
A lot of 6s and 7s this week, which means everything was okay, but nothing was like out of this world. Which, you know, for this season kind of makes sense. BOYNEXTDOOR, the SojuTalk Nation Gochi gave it a 5.92, so they pretty much gave it a 6. And as a result, 6.23. So that is its SojuScore. You know, all the songs were okay this week. None of them were too mind-blowing. Stray Kids Walking on Water, 5.77. From Miss Nine From, 6.39. BOYNEXTDOOR, If I Say I Love You, 6.23. Finally, we're at like the last month of show winners. Anita, hit us with me.
First off, we had Rosé and Bruno Mars with Apathy. They won on Music Bank, giving them 9th win so far with that one. Then we had G-Dragon with Home Sweet Home. He won on SoMusicCore and then twice on Inkigayo, so a total of 3 wins for him. Then we had Stray Kids with Walking on Water. They won twice on Music Bank. And then they had twice with Strategy. They won on Music Bank as well. Congrats to them.
Yo, shout out to Music Bank continuing to release the give out awards. Everyone else kind of owning it in over the holidays.
Yeah.
All right, that ends part 1, SojuTalk episode 310. We'll be back after a short break to give you some news and events. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it. Part 2, SojuTalk episode 310. Okay. Well, we're here to talk about the news and events from the last like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or so. We kind of have to mention this one though, because it kind of frames everything else we're going to talk about. So, as many of you heard, the Jeju air crash. I think everyone's heard of that at this point. It happened. It's unfortunate. Our condolences to everyone affected by it. After that happened on December 29th, the industry shut down for essentially 10 days to 2 weeks, more or less. Like nothing really happened. So that's kind of why there's a lot of news over the break, but not as much as there normally is over the break. So that is why. So condolences there. Let's go over what did happen. A lot of them are fun and short, and some of them are interesting. First one, the Korean Music Content Association. Basically, this is like one of the governmental parts of K-pop as a whole. They're really angry about this 50-50 situation and the New Jeans situation. They're even calling like Min Hee-jin tampering what she's doing with New Jeans right now. Like, so the government side, because the government, what's in their best interest? Their best interest is the status quo, making a lot of money, not a lot of controversies in K-pop, right? They've more or less taken the stance that like, hey, if these kind of events keep happening where people are fighting their companies, no agency is going to be able to hire good artists and good producers to work for them, and no one's going to be able to invest and make new groups because they're going to be worried that the groups are just going to sue them down the line. That's essentially their stance.
Just so we're completely transparent, KMCA has nothing to do with the government.
No, it's just like an association. Like, you know, I don't mean like a government as in the Korean government. I mean like in K-pop, there are these higher beings and associations at work, and this is one of them.
The board of directors are SM, Hype, JYP, and YG, Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, Sony Music Group. So this is the Korean music industry as a larger entity is saying these things.
So basically, all the big companies have come out and said like, yeah, we're pro company, which they would be, obviously. Right.
It makes sense. Yeah.
So that's essentially what they did. And they said, you know, if this is the status quo, no one's going to be able to make groups because they're worried that they're just going to get sued down the line. Right.
Interesting.
I get it. Yeah,
I think that's a fair take to make.
especially from their perspective, I get why they would say that, right?
Yeah.
Other things that happened. New Jeans seemingly opened a new Instagram account, Jeans for Free. It was shared by
heard
their
of
music
this.
video director. So that happened. They opened this account. People were like, okay. Starting to separate the SNS accounts. No! Adore said this is kind of problematic because we keep getting calls now from our advertisers who we have agreements with. You know, it's like because their agreement is you're going to post it on the New Jeans account, but now there's two New Jeans account. What does that mean? You know? So they're saying like, we're starting to get into the murk of what all these lawsuits means, right? Like all the downstream effects of this. This is one of those types of things because the New Jeans girls want their own account because they're like, yeah, we don't want to be with the company, but the company's like, hey, listen, we have these pre-existing deals with advertisers and stuff like that, and you have accounts. It's gonna get messy, and that's what we're seeing here.
It's what's happening at the moment with their official account that has existed for the past couple of years. That has essentially become all ads now, and then Jeans for Free has become a feed of New Jeans posting them behind the scenes, their selfies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're starting to see the corporate side and the girl side now. We're starting to split that, it seems. So that's what happened out of this Civil War stuff. Not actually a lot happened. So that's that. SM had some fun stuff though.
Oh.
First one, SM Entertainment's new girl group has finalized the lineup, group name, and debut track, and will debut in Q1 of this year.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Very soon.
Very soon. And based on
Coming.
this picture, there's 8 girls in it.
Oh,
wow.
That's a lot. That's a big group.
You haven't done multi-people groups in a while for SM, right?
A
It's
long
been
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, aespa was the artist of the year last year. Now we're gonna debut a new girl group. It's like we'll have to see what they're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not AI based because we already have one of those and we kind of like them. So stop.
Well, I guess aespa's 8 people if you count their AI
Next,
mod.
next thing, SM Entertainment opened the Korea's first dedicated music video filming studio.
Oh.
They're like, we pay people to like use their facilities to film music videos. Let's just do it in house. We'll buy some real estate. We'll build our own studio, and it'll probably end up being cheaper for us in the long run.
And maybe,
That's
lease it out to people by the hour when they want to film
exactly
videos. Yeah.
when other companies want to do it. So there's that.
Smart move.
Another funny thing that happened was at Washington Square Park in New York City. There was an NCT Mark lookalike contest,
Oh.
and Mark showed up to it.
Whoa, that's a lot of people. Oh, God.
Yeah, he got kind of swarmed. But Mark, he made an appearance at his own lookalike contest, and I think the winner got like Soju or something for the contest.
The thing that like people who showed up looked nothing like Mark. I was like, why are you here? You're just Asian. What does that mean?
This guy looks like Mark. Oh wait, it is Mark.
Oh.
yeah,
That
so
is
that
him.
happened.
I wonder why.
So that was the SM stuff. Now the bigger stuff. BTS reportedly will release a new album this year, followed by a tour to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series. You remember my prediction, World Tour 2026? It seems like I might be right a little bit here.
It's gonna happen.
So that's pretty big. So
Here we
people are
go.
like, yeah, BTS, that's great. We're going to finally get the guys back together. Hey, Blackpink reportedly releasing a new album in May, followed by a world tour.
Oh,
Okay.
we're still going. Okay,
We're still going.
we're still going. We're not done.
The top comment, if YG gives them 8 songs again, I'm gonna cry.
You should cry in happiness because they're gonna get like a 4-track EP. Let's be honest.
They
Like,
released
8 songs is pretty good.
They released 2 tracks, world tour. You know, but hey, I'm sure BTS and Blackpink are coming back this year. It's gonna be exciting if that is true. Next thing, yeah. So, okay, this is the other
Here we
big
go.
storyline that happened. So, Winners Mino, we all know him. We all like him. He was in the military, right? He's serving as a civil servant at the moment, right? Which means you essentially have a desk job in Seoul, right? I think that's how his was set up. So there were claims made by Dispatch that Mino had been taking sick leave or just skipping his job, essentially, is what they were saying he was doing. So he had a desk job, which is an easier version of military service, and they said he was just not showing up to it. YG came out and said, no, that's not true. He's been taking the leave in accordance to the regulations. Some people who work in his office have said, I don't really know too much. He does show up, but I don't know his schedule directly, right? So it was kind of up in the air. Then, like 2 days later, someone leaked that he's dating Park Joo-hyun, the actress, who's pretty popular. YG was like, yeah, it's hard to confirm. This is a private matter. So all of a sudden, all this Mino stuff is coming out. And people are like, what is going on here? And then he got, how do I call it? He came out of the military. What is that called when you're out of the military? You conclude your service, whatever. You discharged. Discharged is the word I'm looking for. He got discharged from the military. Everyone's like, all right, maybe all this is gonna get pushed under the rug. No. Well, he got discharged from the military. I said that one already. That was like, okay, that makes sense. But then the Mapo police station in Seoul announced that they booked him for violating the Military Service Act and will launch an investigation. If it is recognized as a result of the investigation that he served falsely, his discharge from the military service can be canceled and he might have to re-enlist for a period.
So something similar happened with everybody's favorite K-pop artist, Psy, back in the late 2000s. Essentially, he also had a position where he can, go to work and, leave work at the end of the day. He did not fulfill those requirements very well and did not show up very well. And then, once this became public, he had to enlist again and do like a full run again. So we'll have to see what happens. The public opinion at the moment, the thing is, the Korean folks, I think they're aware that Songminho struggles from anxiety. He has a couple things he's struggling with mentally, which is what Song has made the claim of in terms of like as the reason why he's not able to fulfill his daily duties, I guess. On the other hand, people aren't reacting very positively to this statement and this argument, given that other celebrities that have struggled from like anxiety, different types of anxiety disorders, they openly took a leave from their celebrity activities, I guess. For example, like the comedian Song Young-don, he was out of the public's eye for a couple of years, and it took a very long time for him to come back. So I think we're all dancing a little bit cautiously because we're aware he has various panic disorders. But it is what it is. We'll have to see where this goes.
Yeah, and it's like people are like, well, he already got the easier version of military service. And then if he's skipping that, it's like, come on, dude, that's what a lot of people are thinking. But we'll have to see the result of the investigation. But man, imagine you're like all of the skeletons in your closet just get thrown out there like a week before you're like getting discharged from the military.
Yeah.
That must be stressful. So that's that. We had some award shows as well. The Asian Artist Awards. Daesang's Artist of the Year, New Jeans. Album of the Year, Day 6 Forever. Song of the Year, Rose, Bruno Mars, Apata. Performance of the Year, Le Seraphim. Stage of the Year, NCT 127. So those were the Daesang winners at the AAA Awards. And then let me look up like Rookie of the Year. QWER and To Us.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Good picks.
Wow.
QWER debuted 2023, but okay, that's fine.
Whatever. They qualify apparently. And then we had the Golden Disc Awards. Daesang Song of the Year, Supernova. Album of the Year, 17 Spill the Feels. And then they gave out, they have a bunch of song bonsongs. They have album bonsong. Artists of the Year, Rookie Artist of the Year, Baby Monster, Islet, NCT Wish, To Us. That makes sense.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, so we had some award shows happen. Hey, Uju Sonyo, As You Wish, is the first song to reach a roof hit on Melon Genie in 2025. It's the 5th consecutive year that it's done that. So basically, in their scoring algorithm, As You Wish by Uju Sonyo, which is considered like a New Year's song in Korea, hits the roof every year, more or less.
It's consistent.
Can you give a little more context, Warren, about why people like this song and why it's a New Year's song? You have any context for this?
It became, you know how like there's the meme of like, oh, if you start watching Avengers Endgame at like 9 p.m. on the 31st,
yes.
you know, like it'll be New Year's when they see Avengers Assemble, you know, that kind of thing, right? This was that track where like if you play the track at a certain time of the day, I think near the very end of the day, obviously, by the time you hit 00, it becomes the lyrics go, everything will come true that you wish for, you know, and then so I think it's become like a New Year's meme, sort of.
I bought this album in Korea near New Year's when they came out in 2019.
Wow.
I have
a physical copy of this one. It's a nice album artwork. It's the one with the moon, I think.
Yeah,
this one.
I think you gave it to me at some point.
I bought two and I gave you one.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Good song.
I hope everybody achieves what they wish for this year.
Your wishes come true. Yeah.
Next one, Inkigayo is now going to be streaming on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
January 6th.
Okay.
So that's something. Additionally, Running Man is now going to start streaming on Netflix as well.
This SBS and Netflix.
Yeah, right.
Make a deal.
They clearly have a deal, and that's good because, you know, Running Man is probably, in terms of the variety show, it might not be the best variety show. I still watch it, but in terms of like the global reach, it's one of the biggest, right? For sure. So that's good for them there. Inkigayo, you know, a lot of people watch that. Yeah, boom, boom. Now we have like the movements that happen. 100 officially welcomes the boys. They had this nice black and white photo shoot.
Ooh.
People are excited for this. They're already teasing new music. We got that.
Nice.
BB Girls, it's still happening. They're still alive. They now signed with GLG, whoever that is. So they signed with another company now. They have 3 members now, by the way. If you weren't aware.
Grand Line Group, yeah.
Okay. Woolim decided to end stuff. They released 2 statements, one on Golden Child and then one on Rocket Punch. Golden Child, more or less, members Idaya, Y, Sungmin, Jaehyun, and Donghyun. Their contracts ended at the end of the year on December 31st. They pretty much said like, yeah, we're not renewing this, and kind of the end of Golden Child. And then they released another. Let's see, were they both on the? They were both on the same day, same time. And then they said Yeonhee, Yugyung, Sohee, Daehyun, a Rocket Punch. They're also not renewing the contracts. Only Sooyoon is at the company, right? I believe at this point.
At this point of Rocket Punch, Sooyoon is staying with Woolim.
Everyone else at Jury left earlier in the year, so their Rocket Punch is donezo, right? More or less.
I mean, the writing was obviously on the wall for a very long time. All I can say is fuck off. Well, I can't speak for Golden Child. I barely know that crew, but for Rocket Punch, they dropped their. For full context, this was the group we like started covering like very early on in the show because like one of the first memes of our show was me being a fan of Jury on Produce 48. Oh my god. We go back with this. She eventually joined this group called Rocket Punch. And then to be quite frank, after they debuted in 2019, I fell off a little bit because they barely dropped any releases, to be honest.
Bim Bam Boom.
Bim Bam Boom has become one of their best releases ever.
Chiquita.
Fucking. What was it called? Bouncy. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Remember Bouncy? I blame their lack of creative vision, is what I'll say. I don't know.
I blame Woolim as a whole. They've like fallen off of a cliff. Like they had Epic High back in the day. Infinite was big. Lovelyz did okay, and then they sold Chaewon to Hybe. And now Golden Child's pretty much, you got Drippin', you got Eunbi, and you have Baby Soul from Lovelyz, so that's about it at your company.
The thing is, Eunbi's had a sharp... Eunbi was supposed to be the one artist that like makes sure Woolim keeps going. Her last release did not fare well.
Sabotage was bad, dude. It was bad.
Drippin' is not taking a part of this album sales inflation ride whatsoever.
Unbi went from 24,000 sales of The Flash in 2023 to 11,000 of Sabotage in 2024.
I don't know. Maybe they just... I don't know how they're managing their funds. Clearly, Golden Child and Rocket Punch terminating back-to-back. Just so we're aware, the wording on these official statements, their contracts are not up. This is not the end of their contract. They're just terminating it after mutual agreement.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So to me, that says we're done.
It's rough.
They don't have enough cash in the bank to invest towards these groups. That's what I'm hearing.
So sad.
If I am Willem Entertainment, I am doing... if I'm Mr. Lee Jung-yup, the fucking CEO, I am doing what I can right now to sell my company to like a larger... whichever company that will buy me.
This is our chance. We win the lottery, Mega Millions, and we buy Willem.
But like, what for?
Water pop.
Let's okay. No, dude, we'd be buying a net negative asset.
It's rough. That's why they're trying to get rid of it, maybe.
All right.
Hey, Drippin' sold
That's a lot to
65K.
everybody.
Woolen's, I mean, Drippin's not doing too bad.
65K?
Sorry. It's rough out here. It's rough, right? This is my whole point that there's no room for mid tier anymore. There's no room. They don't like it. It doesn't make money.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. I'm sure Golden Child fans probably share a very similar sentiment.
They couldn't even put their faces on the memo. They put their names. Like, wrote their names.
Those photos they're using for that official photo, that one right there, that photo is old, man. That photo is fucking old. That is from like what? That is from Boom. That is a year and a half old at this point. That's not from this summer. That's from the summer before this summer.
Willem's fell off so much. Am I wrong? Like, they've fallen off so much.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Once Eunbi and Chaewon finished Eyes One, we were like excited for Willem again. You know, we're like, ooh, they got popular kids. And then nah.
Yeah. Late stage capitalism, am I right?
Chaewon has benefited the most from getting out of there, clearly, right? Like, she's an it girl now, but
all right.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. SM Live 2025 tour: Seoul, Mexico City, LA, London, Tokyo.
Oh. Is this the infamous 30th anniversary tour?
It's kind of infamous, and like if you look at the artist lineup, some of the stops have like no female artists. It's like all dudes.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about people dropping out.
Yeah.
Man.
Like Espa's like, F that, we can do our own tour, right? And NCT's like,
jeez.
NCT's like, we'll send the unit, I guess. That's about it. And then it's a bunch of older people, so I don't know. It seems kind of odd. And then Taeyeon's like, F that, right? So, additionally, SM Entertainment reportedly invited Isuman to the tour. And he hasn't responded yet.
What?
So that's pretty awkward. Lastly, we got a bunch of tours. NMIX fan concert tour. We're excited about that. NMIX is cool. I like NMIX. Kiss of Life. They're doing a tour as well. They're starting in Europe. All these European things, they're going to announce more of it. We got Baby Monster first world tour, Newark and Los Angeles. I could potentially go to this.
Oh.
I'm not going to, but I could.
You have the option to.
We have Purple Kiss. They're doing a tour as well. People are excited about that. If you like Purple Kiss, this Leo Presents company is going ham, by the way. If you're not a giant company, look, they got Rolling Quartz, Purple Kiss, and Prison One. They got 3 tours going on.
Wow.
Wow.
This is the new, like, you know how at a certain point, like 2 years ago, we said there's all these small, terrible ass, tiny companies trying to do tours and they're all ass. This is the bright light among them.
Ooh.
This is the company. If your team is not at a giant company, this is the you got to hook up with these people. They know what they're doing. They do so many tours. people say it's a great Mumbyo. They got a Mumbyo thing going on here. They know what they're doing. The merch is good. The prices aren't too expensive. They book venues that are adequate size for the artist.
Good.
So they seem to have their shit together. So Leo presents. Quick shout out for them. We have Treasure, first US tour, New York, Washington, Oakland, Los Angeles. I can't believe Treasure hasn't toured before. It's like
it's been a minute.
Is it just me, or have they also kind of fallen off the face of the earth? Am I wrong?
I personally have not followed them very much, but
Which is
also
a shocker
haven't seen
because
them.
you used to
I used to
before they debuted.
Yeah.
Let me find that.
we are now.
Okay. 2023, July, we had Reboot, which was a studio album, 1.8 milli. Great number, right?
Oh, then they're
20
doing okay.
2024. We're gonna find it. Where did I lose it? I lost it. Did they even release anything last year? I can't find it, guys.
Let me look this
I
up.
wouldn't be able to
Treasure
tell you.
dropped a single on December 5th of last year, and then another single on May. King Kong and Last Night.
Are they from specific albums?
Nope, singles.
Oh, I found it. Released February 21st, 2024. Oh, it was a repackage. Oh no, I'm confused. I don't really know what's going on, but someone who's ever managing this Wikipedia ain't doing too good of a job because it's very confusing.
The second full-length album, Reboot, if you're asking about that, dropped in this July 2023. 10 tracks.
So they didn't release any albums in 2024, technically, in Korea.
Just 2 singles.
2 singles.
No physical releases.
So they did something, but
King Kong is Japanese. It's not Korean. So they
Right.
didn't drop anything.
No, I'm reading the
Okay.
lyrics. It's written in English and Korean.
Okay,
Just to
I'm
know
dumb.
Treasure had something, but maybe it didn't make as big of a wave, a splash as we thought.
Yeah,
But they have a tour. Good for them. They got a tour.
I'm just confused, but whatever. Maybe there's a Korean version of the song because it's like the album's in the Japanese section of their discography on Wikipedia.
The fact that their Wikipedia is disorganized means something. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
right?
Concerning.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Normally this shit's pretty it's pretty good.
King Kong is Korean. I don't know what to tell you. I'm reading the lyrics.
Okay. Yeah, they fallen off, right? Right. Oh.
We'll see what happens with their US tour, I guess.
I feel like in certain aspects, I'm like, okay, Black Label now seems to kind of have their shit together, right? But at the same time, it's like now YG proper is confusing, right? Because all the Blackpink girls are gone, essentially, and G-Dragon's doing his own thing now, which is kind of its own thing, and everyone else is Baby Monster's like the only thing they got going. It seems. I know they got Treasure and Baby Monster, but it seems like now all the focus is on Baby Monster.
I mean, they also have Akmu.
Is this? Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I get it, but it's not like Akmu's pushing millions of albums.
There's also a boy group that's supposedly debuting this year.
Oh.
Okay.
So
But that makes
see.
me feel even worse about Treasure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just so awkward, this whole situation. I really think that they've started to heat up with Baby Monster, and they're like, yeah, 90% of our company has to focus on them now. This is the thing. Kind of unfortunate. Let us know if you're a Treasure fan. Koala, when you listen to this part, let us know what's going on with Treasure, because I'm confused. There's that, and then finally the final piece of news. Leo presents this is this Ampersand 1 tour. Look, for a group that's not that big of a group, look at all these dates they get them.
That's a lot.
yeah,
It's a
wow.
lot, right? They're getting a full month of touring out of them.
Maryland?
Maryland, Columbus. If you at Ohio State, you could go see Ampersand 1.
Nebraska?
Oh my god, these are
Interesting.
19 days in a month. This is not
That's
a
a
healthy
lot.
schedule, guys.
The bus tour.
Good
the
lord.
bus tour.
But they get them on an airplane. Good lord. Right. Okay. Before we wrap up the news section, I thought you were gonna mention this. Taeyeon isn't the only person that's missing in the SM Town Live.
Who else?
Red Velvet's gonna be there, except for Wendy. Wendy's apparently not gonna be a part of that.
Interesting.
Wendy put that on her what platform are they on?
Bubble.
On Bubble. Wendy put out a saying, hey, Red Velvet's gonna be there, but I'm not. So
Did she say why or no?
No, she didn't. That's the thing.
That's awkward, is it not?
No.
Ooh.
Taeyeon told us why though. She said the company's not really supporting what she wants to do creatively.
Right.
So maybe I'm gonna guess there's something similar. We'll see what happens.
There's oddly an ampersand one meme on Il Bakil at the moment. Like,
There is?
Oh, really?
they had an episode like last year where they were at KBSO Music Bank, right? Il Bakil was at Music Bank, and each guy on the 1 days 2 nights team had to find a specific idol, right? So they gave them a headshot. They're like, find this idol. Like someone had to find Wonhee from Islet, right? Someone had to find Camden from Ampersand 1. It was Kim Jong-min. He found Ampersand 1, but he thought a different dude was Camden.
Oh.
And he thought the other dude was Camden the entire time, and then he just left.
I mean, at least he found the group.
So now whenever he messes up badly, someone just mentions Ampersand 1. I think.
Oh
They
man.
mentioned it a couple times. So yeah. That's all really the news. After the break. Oh no, we don't have any breaks anymore. We just do the activity,
we don't do
right?
those no more. Yeah,
we don't do
We're
breaks.
gonna get into it.
Let's go right
just
to
do
it.
the thing.
Yeah.
So I could stop streaming, right?
Yes, and I'll look at my camera. New Year fortunes.
Hey.
New Year's fortune.
There we go. Okay. Okay, here's why we're doing this, right? It's 2025, it's a new year. It's
Correct.
in Korea, it's a fun thing to do. You look at New Year fortunes for everybody. I explained the cultural context last year. Not gonna do it again because honestly, I don't have it written anywhere this time around.
You can look it up. You can look it up.
Sajupuri.
Saju.
There you go. Now, last year we looked at our fortunes for the coming year. This year, I was like, we could do that, but like everyone was saying at the end of last year, I hope nothing happens with these fucking companies in 2025. Everyone said no more scandals, no more CEOs arguing against each other, none of that fucking shit. So here's what I did.
We had one of the most drama-filled years, though, in actuality.
Too much fucking
Too
drama.
much.
It was way
Too much.
So, here's what I did. I pulled out the New Year fortunes for the big four CEOs. Mr. Bang, Mr. Park, Mr. Ying, and Mr. Tak of SM Entertainment. We're going to take a look at their New Year fortunes. I went through them and highlighted some, what I thought were important. And then we have a fifth special guest.
A surprise. Okay.
You'll have to wait until the end to see who that is. But hey, you guys ready for the first one?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So first off, we got Mr. Him and Bang he's the chairman of Hybe at the moment.
That's a flattering photo, dude.
I picked everybody's best photos, just most relevant photos possible. Okay. Let me read the first paragraph. It says, "Unrealistic greed will bring harm.
Oh shit.
But following the natural order will lead to good fortune. Past mistakes may hinder your progress and exacerbate challenges, but wasting time dwelling on them will only lead to more regret. So, to gain something new, you must let go of what no longer serves you."
Oh my god.
I mean, let's put
Okay.
that in context of like 2024. There is clearly something that no longer serves him. To me, it's like, forget about that. Move on, and you will.
Yeah.
Well,
Make a lot of
to
money.
be fair, Adore announced an audition.
They did.
Yeah.
Haha.
So-
Okay.
So maybe a door is ready to move on. I don't know. In addition, it also says, if there are negative relationships from the past, be bold and cut ties. Clinging to the past will only drive away good luck and supportive people. New opportunities will present themselves. Don't miss them when they come. Face difficulties without fear and keep a positive outlook for the new beginnings ahead. I'm going to move on to the next paragraph. It also says, temporary financial obstacles may arise, but they can be resolved with the help of someone whose last name starts with S.
Oh.
S.
Does anybody in BTS have a last name that begins with S?
So look it up.
S.
I know their names. I don't know their last names.
I don't know. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I know Namjoon is a Kim.
Yeah.
Jin is a Kim. Suga is a Min. J-Hope is a...
There's no
Jung.
S. There's no S. I looked it up.
so it's
There's
not
no
BTS.
S.
Okay. It's not gonna be BTS, but someone will help him, apparently. It also says, spring is the time to sow seeds in preparation for a bountiful harvest
Oh my God.
in the fall.
I know who it is.
Oh, S?
Ooh.
The new big hit CEO, that lady, is her last name's Shin.
Oh, shit!
Oh.
Remember at the end of the month, there was the lady who got promoted to CEO.
Oh, yeah,
right?
the new lady. Yeah.
Shin Song Jung. Her last name's S. That's who it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, the CEO of Hybe, you said?
The new CEO of Big Hit Music.
Oh, Big Hit Music. Okay. I'm trying to find a picture of this lady. What's her name again?
That's Shin Sun Jung. Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It's coming together.
Crazy.
She's young. She's a 1984.
Yeah, she's 40 years old.
Oh my god. Imagine being 40 years old and being the CEO of this fucking shit. That's
Wait,
crazy.
that's crazy. Because I just typed in Google
Hey.
Hybe and then the last name Shin because that's the main Korean last name that starts with an S.
Oh,
Right?
oh.
And then she was the first thing that came up.
Okay. All right.
Might be her.
Shin, do your shit. Shin Sun-jung.
Lastly, it said spring is the time to sow seeds in preparation
Right.
for a bountiful harvest in the fall. That kind of feels like when BTS comes back, does it not?
Oh,
Oh.
album in the fall.
So it's like, hey, with this Shin lady, prepare for what's gonna happen when BTS comes back. And once it happens, we're gonna make a lot of money. But in the meantime, hey, if these New Jeans girls want to get out of here, let them go because it's just gonna bring more harm. That's what it feels like his fortune is telling him to
So
do.
half of it is like forget about the past and move on.
Move
like
on.
that's
Move on. Yeah.
like a half of this fortune is like don't focus on what happened in the past. So to me, I agree with you. I think this is obviously just for fun, but like
Correct.
too real, you know.
Crazy.
It also says new energy may also come through family or close relationships. If there's news of a baby or a new family member,
Oh God.
it'll bring added joy or good for. Maybe he's gonna have a baby.
Yep, him. Not the wife or whoever. Him. He's gonna have a baby.
All right. Any other
Honestly,
comments you wanna have?
This
for
ain't
Hybe?
too bad of a fortune to be
No.
honest.
No.
Makes sense.
This-
It's crazy that they specify who like literally by the letter of their last name should come help you.
Yeah. There's also a thing that says if you meet someone new with a last name that begins with Chun, they may provide great assistance. That's in here as well.
Wow.
This line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. There you go. Anything else you want to talk about with Hybe before we move on with their 2025 predictions?
Pretty straightforward, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's time for JYP. Do either of you guys want to read this one?
Sure. Do I just read the highlighted parts?
I read Nadan highlighted stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's JYP. A jade rabbit gazing at the moon and singing under its clear radiant glow may be a harmonious symbol.
Ooh.
Does it feel like he's about to sign New Jeans, the Jade Rabbit? Whoa. If you maintain humility, composure, and inner peace, you will undoubtedly encounter meaningful connections.
Oh,
So
shit.
if we
Okay.
continue the religious shit we doing on YouTube and we sign New Jeans, we're gonna prosper.
Okay. You sign New Jeans and you keep doing this preaching religious shit. Okay.
Let's go. Like a bright dew resting on the pine and nut trees of a spring garden, your path will shine similarly. If you do not move houses, your household may grow.
Oh, he's also having a baby.
Okay, however, beware of those nearby who may covet your possessions.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Safeguarding what is yours is responsibility, so maintain vigilant and diligent in protecting what you value. It seems like the Stray kids are trying to leave the company.
Huh?
It seems like they're going to try to form their own company.
Dude.
They might have some hardships there.
Not again. First 50-50. Second New Jeans.
I'll read the last paragraph. Even if the road is dusty, flowers and willows bloom brightly, indicating that despite challenges, joy is on the way.
Oh, okay.
Take comfort in the sign as it reassures that hardships will soon turn into blessings. This year promises both recognition and material gains, marking an extraordinary period of triumph where you will rise to prominence and prosperity. So it seems like he needs to backstab Bang PD and take New Jeans.
No.
That's what it feels like to me. Jade Rabbit. Come on, guys.
That is a very specific call out. Why a fucking rabbit?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
But they're more of a white rabbit, not Jade. So
nah.
Well, they're Jade now. Is what happened. I'm also very concerned about the part where it says beware of those nearby who might covet your positions.
Right.
Like
colleagues.
Too many.
That's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary.
That's the fucking scary part. Is like who in JYP is gonna backstab Mr. J? We'll have to see. I mean, overall, sounds like it'll be all right. You know,
sounds like he's signing New Jeans, which would be the move of the century if he did.
If that comes true, that'd be insane.
He's like, he's great friends with Bang. Like this would really.
Yeah. They're like literally.
Yeah,
like he's literally Bang's mentor.
Yeah.
No way.
Keep going.
All right, Anita, read Mr. YG's prediction of the year.
I'll read the first sentence from the first paragraph. Riding through Chang'an.
It's a good location in Korea.
You find your aspirations carried by the spring breeze.
Whoa.
A sign of progress and achievement. All right. Let's see. First highlighted bit. If you've been preparing for something, now is the time to begin. The atmosphere is brimming with vitality and new ventures will attract attention and anticipation. Approach people with joy and sincerity. Difficulties will quickly fade, while blessings and good fortune will linger for a long time.
So that new boy group, yeah?
That new boy group.
Time to do something. Time to act.
It's time it comes about. Let's do it.
Time.
New boy group.
Let's see.
Go to that fourth paragraph. That fourth
paragraph. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there will be celebratory moments. A disagreement among family members may arise.
Oh shit.
Accepting small losses for the sake of harmony is wise. Though fortune favors you, internal worries may persist, requiring wisdom and mindfulness to overcome. Oh, family views.
I feel like the words wisdom and mindfulness do not come to mind when I think of YG as a person. Maybe that's just me.
Some previous news.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
Let's see. Last bit. With constant support and protection, you will find guidance and safety. A helpful benefactor will enter your life, so welcome them warmly. Like nourishing rain and dew, enriching the grass and trees, your sincerity can move the heavens, amplifying your good fortune. This is a year of great success and fulfilled wishes, so make the most of your time and seize every opportunity. He just got to act, I feel like.
I love the Confucianism / Eastern Asian motif of like moving the heavens, you know? Like, I love that. That's not something we have in the West. You know, we ain't trying to move the heavens. That's God's house.
Like nourishing rain and dew.
But in like Chinese folklore and like Confucianism and things like that, they like, we will strike from the heavens or we will move the heavens, right? It's such a nice visual thing.
But his sincerity can move the heavens? I've never felt any sincerity from Mr.
I was going to say, will he be able to be sincere?
What is this disagreement among family members? Is there going to be a bullying scandal at the company?
Oh, please don't say that.
No.
I mean, YG prides in being a family, right? YG family?
Yeah,
YG family, yeah.
SM Town, JYP Nation, you know?
Who's gonna?
It's YG family.
Who's gonna disagree with Mr. Y? I guess they're gonna fight amongst themselves. This isn't really saying they're gonna fight with Mr. YG. So like,
true, among family members, yeah.
So like a disagreement may arise among Treasure or like Baby Monster or something like that.
Oh no, Baby Monster has good momentum.
Yeah, they're just starting.
I feel like they wouldn't fight.
No.
I feel like this is the weakest of these fortunes so far.
Yeah.
It also feels like the one where like it pays a lot of. It focuses a lot on like use your previous wisdom and your
Like you gotta dig yourself out of the hole you might get into this year, right?
Yeah.
Do we trust him to? No.
What wisdom?
Complete side note, unrelated to this. There was a K-pop documentary on CNN last night that I watched.
Oh, okay.
CNN.
It was on CNN. It was like they were making a K-pop group on CNN.
Oh.
It was insane. Like it was the last month of this exactly. It was the last month of this group before they choose the group members. And like they had a CNN lady, Kyung La, she's a Korean lady. She was following the trainees and talking to them, and there was full access to the group. And at the end, they went from they needed 5 girls, they picked out a 7, and 2 girls got cut straight up.
Damn.
It was emotional. Yeah. And they had interviews from Tamar Herman, you know the journalist who we've encountered sometimes. She was one of the people interviewed.
Oh.
And then Amber Liu and then Min from Miss A were the people they were interviewing along the way.
Interesting.
And they talked about everything. They talked about Sully. They talked about Karina dating scandal. They talked about like all this shit.
Damn.
They talked about Jonghyun's. They talked about Jonghyun. They talked about all this. So this guy is the CEO of the company. He was an English teacher in Korea with some musical background, and now he's building a group because he got investors.
Paul Thompson of MZMC.
Yeah, he's worked on a lot of big songs.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Love 119. He was a part of that. Yeah.
Oh, I like
I'll
that.
have to see what this show was about. What this?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting and compelling. But the group is gonna be called VVZ, is what they're calling.
Sorry, what? VVZ?
Okay.
Yeah.
We already have a
Diamonds.
VVZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the group they were forming on the show. Well, not VVZ, VVS, VVS,
Oh.
Diamonds,
Okay.
Diamonds.
Lord.
Sorry. Yeah, VVS is the group that they built on
Diamonds?
on this documentary
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, I found
show
it.
me
Okay.
money.
Yeah, but it was pretty interesting, and honestly, they were asking him the tough questions. They were like, "So are you starving your kids?" And he's like, "We're not starving the kids, but there's a cultural norm in Korea, right? We're not here to break the norm." He was giving the correct answer. Like you know how a lot of people are like, "Well, we got to change everything," right? He was giving the answers like, I understand that certain things from an outside perspective look weird and are weird, and I understand that they're weird, but like that's the cultural norm here, right? So he was like he was telling the truth about some of this shit, and it was I have some respect.
I guess that's a safe answer. It's also a corporate as hell answer.
Yeah, it was a corporate answer, but yeah, they were building the group, so yeah, it was pretty interesting. If you could catch a replay, I would watch it. I was like,
Okay.
there was 7 girls. I was like, yeah, you're not gonna debut this one. You're not gonna.
Damn.
Sad.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Okay. Well, Billboard says Paul Thompson on a Billboard interview says, "I had my own vision for what I want to hear in K-pop. I knew no other company was 100% going to let me do the vision I had. It was time for me to try to evolve K-pop." Okay.
So the one good thing is, like, regardless of how this group does, it was great exposure for them, I thought. Be on the CNN documentary.
For sure.
Wait, let me see.
Now we're covering them now on the show.
Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty compelling.
I would say we're mashing up Ariana Grande's POV and Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a lot of rapping. There was a lot of rapping.
interesting.
But like Ariana Grande plus Nicki Minaj is like just pop, hip hop. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I get to cover them.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
We're talking about Tak Young-jun. He's the current co-CEO at SME. He has been the CEO since 2024 and also between 2020 and 2023. He oversaw that whole situation with Sung-soo Lee. Remember that guy? Sung-soo stepped out a while back, but this is one of the 2 current CEOs. So, here's his fortune. You will step out of a narrow well and into a broader world. So it is time to broaden your perspective. Your experiences will transform into wisdom, giving you insight to distinguish what's important, which will greatly benefit your endeavors. This signifies the start of something new, a chance to use past lessons to leap forward. This is a year when your abilities will align with opportunities and your efforts will likely lead to great outcomes.
Okay.
Man. I feel like that's saying either one of two things, right? It's saying one, he's gonna really push the boundaries with SM Entertainment, give it a new fresh take, really do some cool things with it. Or two, it sounds like he's leaving SM.
Yeah, right?
New perspective.
Step out of a narrow well into a broader
Very
world.
new.
He's that one guy who's been at SM for a very long time.
This guy's the troll in the well. That's what it feels like, right?
Oh no.
Hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's something better.
That's what it feels like.
Harmony within your household is the foundation for great fortune, and this year brings a period of unity and laughter at home.
Okay.
Which is like so far from the truth. SM does not have harmony right now within their household.
Yeah.
Currently, but
it feels like at SM on like a house standpoint, it's a house on fire right now.
Yeah. It's like one of those houses where like every kid is trying to leave.
oh,
Yeah,
man.
but they're not allowed to.
So if this fortune is implying that Tak Young-jun is leaving SM Entertainment, like maybe he'll find harmony in that new household he goes to. I don't know. Okay. Even if misfortune enters your life, it won't last long, as good luck will block and resolve difficulties. Blessing and fortune will flow through your family, but if your household isn't peaceful, they may drift away.
Ah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. So above all, prioritize family harmony and well-being.
That makes sense.
Okay. So this sounds like he either needs to stay at SM and keep the shit together or just leave.
Yeah. Bring peace.
Oh man.
This is kind of precarious, this one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of representative of their company as a whole.
It
at the
is.
moment.
Luck and unexpected gains will follow you this year and both will linger nearby. However, without effort and diligence, even fortune that's within reach will slip through your fingers. So,
Goddamn.
I don't know. Doesn't sound like a guarantee of financial success.
It seems like you got to placate the old SM in order to get the new SM going. Is what it feels like.
That's what it sounds like to me. You either stay and bring back the old SM family, or you leave into the broader world to broaden your perspective.
Man.
All right, go to the last one, the special guest.
All right, folks.
What do we got?
We have a special guest. It's Minijin,
Oh no.
Oh.
who's currently
Oh,
not a part of
no.
anything. She's not appointed to any position
That's
at any
true.
company. But hey, here's her fortune. You are destined to gain great recognition with your name spreading far and wide.
Well, she's pretty infamous. Okay.
This is a year of great fortune. Any endeavor you are involved in has the potential to thrive.
Shit.
Like a tiger cornering its prey, your courage knows no bounds.
Oh.
There is nothing you cannot achieve if you face the world boldly and take action.
She's
However,
good at that.
However.
while battles prepared with effort will lead to great victories, those fueled by greed or without preparation may result in significant failure.
Shit.
Ah.
Again, don't be greedy is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a time of seeking opportunities, even if it means stepping into the unknown. For those who are prepared, there is a potential for substantial rewards, but for the unprepared, the challenges will prove fruitless. Opportunities will come your way, but success depends on your readiness. Ensure you are well prepared. That's
Okay.
about as good as it
Makes
gets.
sense.
Be cautious of those close to you, as someone may be eyeing your achievement much like a thief. After achieving your goals, take care to protect your accomplishments and manage your credits properly.
Ooh.
It also says, be discerning about allies and adversaries, and be open to constructive criticism. I mean, she's gotten plenty last year.
Yeah.
She wasn't particularly open to any
Stepping
of them.
into the unknown. It feels like a Middle Eastern oil prince is going to enter the K-pop game and invest in the Minijin company.
Or
I honestly, like, not talking about this as a joke. This is like one of the best opportunities for that to ever happen. Big money comes in, buys out New Jeans, gives Mini Jin money, make company, boom.
Yo, new Etihad is what they're gonna be called. 안녕하세요,
Yeah.
new Etihad입니다.
No, really, like it could happen. I watch like some of the YG documentaries. They do a lot of concerts in Dubai, stuff like that. They're getting a lot of money from Dubai already.
Oh, they love sport washing, so music washing is next. You know,
I think it honestly could happen.
It's
definitely.
it's any time now. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overall, with this lady, sounds like she's got a good fortune.
Yeah.
Ahead.
My only hope is she takes New Jeans with them in this new venture, so that
In
they
a
take
good
part.
way, right?
Yeah,
In a good way.
yeah. So that they're a part of this whatever great victory is. So
I think she's one of these people who's like independent of what's happening in your feelings about her. She's a big player. Right?
she is.
Like
Yeah.
she's a giant player
more
in the
than ever.
game.
Yeah.
She's a giant name. She's clearly going to be a part of something eventually. We just don't know what.
Yeah.
Time will tell. But for now, I agree. She has gained the great recognition with her name spreading far and wide, east and west
Sure
across the
has.
world.
Next
Yep.
week though, we got some big releases. G-Idol Mini, Honenbi, 17 BSS, I pre-release G-Friend. They're all pretty interesting.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so that's the New Year's fortunes for the Big Four plus Mini Jin. That's the end of episode 310. We're getting back in the groove of things, guys. It might have been a little weird, awkward this week.
Nah, we're
we'll
good.
get the ball rolling again. All right, we'll see you then, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Liam's Games and Toys, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.